All right, y'all, I'm gonna be going over your boxing stance, right? This is your home base. Everything you do in a boxing situation is gonna stem from this good boxing stance, all right? The way we move our head, the way we move our feet around the ring, and the way you deliver punches all come from this good base, all right? Your stance is very important, so really get this down before moving on to further techniques, all right? Now, before we get right to it, I wanna point out that everybody's body is different, and we all have different injuries and ailments that might prevent us from moving a certain way, all right? So with that said, just make any minor adjustments that you may need from what I'm showing you. Just remember that balance is very important here. That's the key, right? So when it comes to deciding what stance you're gonna be in, whether orthodox stance with your left foot facing forward or southpaw stance with that right foot facing forward, that's gonna be determined by what is your dominant hand. Okay, so if you're right hand dominant like myself, then you're in an orthodox stance, so your power hand is in the back, right? If you're left hand dominant, you're gonna be in that southpaw stance, so your left hand, your power hand is in the back, all right? Now, I'm gonna be demonstrating in my stance, orthodox stance. All the southpaws out there, just flip it around. It's all the same exact technique, it's just gonna be backwards for you, all right? Now, it all starts with that front foot facing towards your opponent, all right? Now notice how mine's turned in a little bit. That's where I'm most comfortable, and I find most people are most comfortable with it turned in a little bit. You just wanna be somewhere in the middle of straight forward and straight to the side. So find where you're comfortable there, right? Now my back foot is gonna fall right under my shoulders, okay? So if I just relax my hands, let my arms fall, my feet are right under my shoulders, just like that. Now you notice how my back foot is turned out to the side this way, making that capital L with my feet, right? I find it's common for a lot of people starting out with their stance that they want to have that foot facing more forward. You want to go ahead and get in the habit of turning that out, because not only is it better balance, but when we get to throwing our right hand, you're going to have a little bit more power loading up your hips this way, okay? So go ahead and get in that capital L stance. From here, you just want to make sure that your feet are not crossed at all, right? So if your back foot's over here and you can slide your front foot back and hit that back foot, then your feet are crossed, setting yourself up to be knocked off balance. So give yourself a little bit of space in between. Good rule of thumb is to be able to slide that front foot straight back without clipping the heel on that back foot, okay? So we got the stance, we got the capital L, good base under us. Now make sure the weight of your stance is on the balls of your feet a little bit, right? Never on your heels or flat-footed, right? Always want to be on the balls of your feet a little bit. Now, and also a lot of coaches will say you want to sit in your saddle in your stance. What I mean by that is having these knees bent a little bit. Not too low, but definitely not straight up, making yourself a bigger target and less mobile, right? So sitting in your saddle, our lower body's taken care of now, upper body. So it all starts with that right hand talking on the phone, all right? Protect your face, and that arm is going to come straight down, protecting your body. Not out to the side right here, but protecting your body, right? Left hand is going to rest on your cheekbone right here. Same thing, that elbow goes straight down, protecting yourself, not out to the side right here, right? Now, this is our home base right here. Really get comfortable in this stance. Also, I want to point out before I get to moving in the stance that you want to cut your body off as much as possible too, right? So if you're here, you're a bigger target, right? More square, easier to hit. So we cut that body off, make ourselves a smaller target for our opponent, but also we load our power hand up a little bit more when we cut our body off that way, right? Now, home base, get real comfortable here. I'm gonna go over how to move in it now. Now, the most important thing when you're moving in this stance is to maintain the stance. Now, what I mean by that is, however far one foot moves, the opposite foot has to move the exact same amount so that that stance is maintained as you're moving, okay? So I'm gonna go forward and back, and then side to side as well. So as I go forward, I'm gonna push off my back foot. That front foot lands, ball of the foot down, and my back foot's gonna come up the exact same amount that my front went. Boom, boom. That stance is maintained. When I go backwards, it's the same exact thing. My back foot's gonna lead now. Front foot falls into position. Maintaining that stance, right? Going left to right, it's the same exact thing. Good rule of thumb is to be, if you're moving to the left, left foot leads. If you're moving to the right, right foot leads, right? That way our feet are not gonna cross. So as I go to the left, I push off my back foot, left foot lands, back foot falls into position. Boom. Going to the right, same thing. That right foot leads, front foot falls into position, all right? I want y'all to get very comfortable here, moving all around, keeping your hands up. Make sure these hands aren't dropping right here. Protecting yourself, elbows in, moving all different ways, maintaining that stance. Really get this down, y'all. Everything else is gonna stem from here.